could potentially have an additional sort of insight. The only other way, or not only other way, but one other way is through touch. Visual feedback is how a scarred area doesn't want to respond to touch. It won't be as flexible. So can you have an endoscope that if you apply pressure on something, you can measure whether there's a certain amount of give or not? I've not heard of any work done on that thus far, but that's a logical thing to try to do next. So you've got light and you've got touch and you've got image resolution. And aside from the instruments going down the channel, there's really not much else you can see or do because you're just really observing.
Thanks. And I have one more question, and I'll turn it back to Laurent and Debjani to see if you've got any more. You know, at the beginning of the call, I asked you what was in the tube, and you described it, and I took notes. And then you said it would be great if you had a diagram, and I agree. It would be great to have a diagram. Is there some website you can direct me to so I'm just not hunting around the Google space where I could maybe find endoscopy for dummies,
let me just
like that?
Inside of an endoscope. I'm trying to see if there's anything that was just like a quick look. Let's just do a quick thing at images and see if I see anything. I don't really see. I'm just doing like literally looking at pictures as I've got it online. I don't see anything here. I'd have to look it up, and I could probably find something for you, so you wouldn't have to search through it. There's generally at least the manufacturers have, and some of the repair companies have some detailed pictures of it. But I'll look something up for you. Yeah, not a problem. I'll just have to.
Thanks.
I've not done it before, so I'll have to talk to the GLG people on how to get that to you, but I'll figure that out.
Yes, of course. Laurent, Debjani?
Yeah, no, maybe one last question. Thanks, Alex, for the explanations. These are all very good and important information for us. The one that you mentioned, which is kind of make me think a lot, is the visual cues. You know, how can I see better? How can I visualize better the margin of a disease or something like that? I've seen a lot about fluorescence imaging, near infrared. Do you think that's something that companies are really investing in more than 3Ds and other widgets like that?
I think so. You know, I know there's OCT, optical coherence tomography. That's starting to make, you know, that was a technology that was sort of not a thing. It was kind of experimental. Nobody knew what it would do. I think the company is 9 Point Medical. They have been doing and have had some luck with OCT, and it's mostly in the esophagus, if I recall correctly. So, yeah, you know, those are the techniques that a lot of small startups usually do, and then they'll get gobbled up by somebody if the technology really seems to be going somewhere. Whether Olympus is working on it per se, or Pentax or Fuji, I don't know. I don't know if their engineering teams would dive into that level, or if they'd let some smaller startup that's doing it do the research and then look at licensing or purchasing the company. It's hard to say at this point.
Yeah. Good. That will be it for me. Thank you. Thank you again, Alex.
Oh, my pleasure.
Debjani, anything else?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you so much, Alex.
Well, I'm glad to be of help. I hope it was good information and that you do well with it.
Thanks. It really, really was helpful. So we'll look for that one piece of information on websites, and hope you have a good day or evening. I don't know what time zone you're in, so thanks.
Thanks very much. You too. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.